Fantastic. Hello there, Master Hellish here, and welcome to a brand new series of Kerbal Space Program. We're here today to start this brand new series with these brave little Kerbals, and we're going to send them out into space and all sorts. We did, those of you who followed me before, did have a Let's Play going previously, but because of the changes through beta, the game save wasn't looking very neat. We was missing a few things and things weren't working out. But now, the game is in full release. I know what I'm doing, maybe, and we might be able to do this a lot better. So what we're going to do is start a brand new game, and we're going to start, of course, a new hardcore game. We're going to play it in full-blown hardcore mode. Now, for recording and editing purposes, I'm going to pop quick loading on there, but all the other settings are in hard mode, and I'm looking forward to the challenge of actually trying to get this done. Re-entry heating is 100%. Oh my word, that's going to be the killer. Not used to that. Let's accept those different things. Of course, it's going to be a career mode, hardcore career mode. In career mode, you have to manage all aspects of your space program. Funds, reputation, science are all active, and contracts are available at mission control. Now, the thing that we really need to do is change our flag. Last time we had a boring flag. This time, we're going to have an amazing flag. I've got my own custom flag here, my own Master Hellish flag. Let's accept that and put my player name as me, Master Hellish. And these Kerbals will be at my command for this Let's Play. So here we go. Let's start this brand new series. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. So, after a little bit of a loading screen, here we go. Gene Kerman greets us here to our brand new space center. Here he says, hello, I'm Gene Kerman, your flight director and guide for your quick introduction. This is our space center. Yep, it looks like a space center to me. I'm quite used to seeing this. It looks a little bit more sparse than sometimes what we're used to, but we need to build it up. We can do all sorts from here. We can right click and left click to do all sorts. Thank you, Gene. Goodbye for now. Oh, here we go. So, target for today's episode, I think, is going to be escape the atmosphere and get into space. One of the reasons why we didn't do very well in our Let's Play last time is we was missing the progression. For example, now we have all these altitude records fixed in the game, and you automatically achieve them as you break through them. For some reason, that wasn't working for me. I don't know if I already broke through them all or what, but never mind. So, if we look in our active list, we've got to set speed records and set altitude records, and also launch our first vessel. We will accept that, and escape the atmosphere. We will do that. There we go. Fantastic. Well, let's go have a look, see what brave Kerbals we've got. Of course, we've got the legendary Jebediah. We've got Bill Kerman, our great engineer. Bob Kerman, our fantastic scientist. Our vessel science return is 100%, and part science return is 100% when Bob Kerman's in there. I didn't know the effects of these. Our engineer have the capabilities of repairing broken parts, if possible. Jebediah has our stability assist, and Valentina is another pilot, also has stability assist. Now it's going to cost us 131,000 to hire our next brave Kerbal. That's quite a lot. But let's go back to the main screen. We're going to just deal with having these 4 brave Kerbals to begin with. So, money situation's not looking great. We started with 10,000 Kerbits. And what we're going to be doing is adding to that. Now, we've already added around 12,000 Kerbits by accepting the contracts, but we need science. We need science in order to expand our complex and get more parts to do bigger things. Well, we need money to expand the complex, but we're not going to get money without science. So, let's go do that. Okay, so here we are in the vehicle assembly. We've got another little Kerbal here greeting us. Nice spectacles, mate. And this one's just telling us about the assembly building. He's telling us this is where we build our spacecraft and where all the components are. Well, we know that. We've done this before. And, well, here we are in the vehicle assembly. Now, This time I am going to probably just leave it as it is. The first time we build certain ships, I will just build them. But if we get anything that I've done before in this show, all the way through the series, if I've done it before a few times, we'll fast forward that part. But for today, we're going to just do some building. And let's build our first craft. There it is. That is going to be our first craft. Look at that. We've got our little label on the front there. Look. Master Hellish. A little flag. I love that. It's great. This is just going to be simply our Mark 1. Or the Mark 1. Let's call it the Mark 1. So there it is. We've got Jebediah inside it already by default. No parachute, no thrusting stuff. And you're thinking, Hellish, what are you talking about? The only thing that I do want to pop on there before we leave is mystery goo. There we go. So let's take the Mark 1 out to the launch pad. Now, why you might be thinking, have I built a vessel with no thrust and no parachutes and stuff? Well, it's quite simple, really. We need science, and we can do that here at the launch pad as we are. So, we can do a crew report, and that goes, the crew report from the launch pad, excuse me. The crew's assessment of the situation from the launch pad. We get nearly a full science. That's right, we're dealing with parts of values of science. We can observe the mystery goo. There we go. The goo doesn't seem to be doing much right now. Okay, we get 1.8 science. Yeah, of course it's not doing much. We're not doing much. We're just sat here. We're actually going to get Jebediah out on EVA, and we're going to do an EVA report. This is a most precarious situation, comes back the report. We're flying over Kerbal shores, technically, because we're actually off the ground. And the space centre is by the sea. So it counts as being by the shores. What we're going to do, though, is store that experiment in the command pod. There we go. And keep that data. Make sure it's, yep, it is stored. And then we're going to let go and actually come down onto the ground and take another EVA report. And it says, this, I don't think a spacesuit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? And this time it's an EVA report from the Launchpad 1.4 science. So let's keep that and get back inside. I said back inside. Get in, Jebediah. Jebby. Come on. There we go. And that's it. That's our first venture. We're going to recover the vessel and then refit this with a little engine. So let's do that. So here's the experiments that we recovered. We get science for the mystery goo and flying over Kerbal shores and all this different 7.5 science added all together for that. We get the command pod back and the mystery goo unit. We get all the funds back, 100% value because it was on the launch pad. And of course, Jebediah comes back and he gains an XP just for sitting on the launch pad. Brilliant. Well, here we are back in the vehicle assembly building. This time we're going to build a rocket. Now, purely for stability reasons, I'm going to put 2 of these mystery goo units on now. We don't want our rocket leaning off to one side. Also, we're going to put a parachute on top. We want Jebediah to come back safely. And then we're going to put an engine on. The only thing we've got access to at the moment is this Flea Solid rocket booster. Tiny little thing it is. Look at it. It's cute. I like it. I don't think we had this at the beginning of our last Let's Play. And this is going to be the Mark II. This is it. This is our next craft. Nice and simple. We're going to take it out on the launch pad. We're going to go up and we're going to come back down again. That's it. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to change the staging so that the parachute and this booster don't go at the same time. I have done that before in the past and it doesn't bode well, really. So let's take this one out on the launch pad and do our second launch. So whilst this is our second trip out to the launch pad, this is actually going to be our first launch itself. You can see the launch pad is actually 69 metres above the sea level. We're actually going to head over to the sea. If we can make it over there, that'd be quite good, because then we can do crew reports and stuff from the water. So we're going to take one of the goo canisters up and we're going to do it while we're in mid-air, and then we'll do the next one while we're landed. So let's put stability assist on. Jebediah has the ability to do that. He's a pilot. And we're going to veer off over to the right. We're going to head east. Okay, so nice and gently to the east, Jebediah, please. In 3, 2, hold on to your pants, mate. 1, there we go. pointing it over to the east, probably about a nice 45-degree angle if we can. We've achieved a speed record: 150 meters per second, 300 meters per second, 450 meters per second. We're going to. I think we got an altitude record there as well. There's our engine. There's a new altitude record of what, 3,500. Wow, that's a little. That's a very forceful thrust that we get from that. Ideally, I want to come down. No, I want to come down bottom first, but the ship's rotating. So let's just turn SAS off and let the ship do its normal ballistic. We are ballistic now. Jebediah, look at that. He's enjoying it. I'm enjoying it as well. I love rockets. I like rockets, me. Anyway, here we go. We're coming back down again. Let's launch the parachute. Come on. There we go. At around 1,000 meters, this parachute opens up. It's a bit of a weird parachute, I feel. So we're just about to hit that kilometre mark now. There's the parachute opening up. That should turn our craft round. There we go. Fantastic. Okay. Brilliant. Well, there we go. We're going to come nice and safely back down. Let's just look at the records as we come past. Now, we did a distance record of 5 kilometres. So we're about, well, we're over 5 kilometres away from the Space Centre. We get some money for that. Okay, next, altitude record. Yeah, that was good. Speed record, another speed record, another speed record. That's 3 speed records in one go. Fantastic. And launched our first vessel. That was one of our contracts. We get a reputation for that. Not much science yet, though. But here we go. We're starting to land now, and we're just going to fast forward until we have landed. So it's going to just take a couple of seconds to get down there, and then we're going to get Jebediah out. He's going to have a swim. Here we go. We are landed. There's the vessel tilting over. Now what we're going to do is put it mostly on its side. Like, kind of like... Oh, it kind of wants to wobble out anyway. Never mind, that'll do. That'll do. Now, we did want to... Oh, I forgot to do the goo canister whilst we was in mid-air. Never mind, we'll do them both now. We only need one. There's one. 2.4 science. The goo escapes into the water. Right, okay, fair enough. The goo escapes into the water. And I'm sure it escapes into the water again. Yeah, let's keep that data. We'll do a crew report from being in the water. I should have done a crew report from up there. Let's keep that crew report. What did the crew report say? The crew report, you record the assessment of the crew situation. Report from the Kerbin's water. Brilliant. Let's keep that. We'll do an EVA, and this EVA counts as being flying over the water. The most precarious situation. There we are. We'll keep that data. Jebediah, it's time for you to go for a swim, mate. Stand up, mate. Stand up. Well, Jebediah, no, don't. Oh, good. He can swim. I thought for a moment he was a sinker. Oh, bless him. All right, Jebediah, how's it going? Oh, look, you can see the moon up there in the background, Jeb. There you are. We're going to be going there later, mate. Not today, though. It's a bit small steps, mate. Small steps. Right, let's do. We have to store our EVA report. So let's go right up to the canister. Store experiments. There we go. And now do a new EVA report in the water. I don't think a space suit was entirely necessary to get here, was it? Not at all, mate. Let's keep that crew report. Now we have to try and get back in, Jeb. So we're going to jump. Come on, Jebediah. Whoa, steady. Maybe I'm trying to get on. I think we can get on top of those goo canisters. Come on, Jeb. Uh-oh. Okay, let's try the pointy bit. That might be easier to get up. Come on, boy, you can do it. What's your jump skill? Are you level 99 in jump yet? Right. Oh, nearly. Yes! And board! Grab! Board! Yes! Well done, Jebediah. Here he is, back inside. What is the view from inside? Let's go and have a look from inside. Here's Jebediah's view from inside. Here's his instrumentation, looking pretty good. Oh, and there's the... Oh, you can see the sun out the hatch. Okay, cool. It's not very... Oh, there's not a lot in here, is there? It's a very basic capsule. I would hope one of those canisters is water and the other one is like liquid food or something. Right then, let's get back out of here and head back to the Space Centre and recover the vessel. Right, here we are. So a load of experiments recovered. We got our parts back. We got, what value? 97% value. We didn't go very far. And Jebediah's back. He didn't gain any more XP. Now we've got 19.9 science to spend. Fantastic. And here's our tech tree. This is our start point where we got all these bits and bobs to start with. Basic rocketry now. We can research that. And because we're in hard mode, we have to purchase those parts as well. So that's going to cost us 5,600 funds. But because we completed all those contracts, we've got 41,000 to play with now. So let's purchase all them. And engineering as well. We get the Science Bay Junior, Communitron, and the stack decoupler. Very important that. Let's research that and buy all the parts. Fantastic. Right, I think it's time to build the Mark III. So there's Mark II. Let's get rid of that booster down the bottom there. We want to put... what do we want? What do we want? We want some science stuff. We're going to put a Science Junior on the bottom there. We're just going to take this out quickly to the Launchpad. We're not. This isn't the finished version of the Mark III. I just want to do the science experiment on the Launchpad. And there we go. The material shows signs of change, though one of the samples appears to be judging you silently. Let's keep the data and go back. Right, now it's time to build the Mark III properly. The Mark III is going to have 2 science bays on it and 2 goo canisters. We're going to do science and goo on the way up, and then we're going to do science and goo when we're landed. We might not need to do the second goo when we're landed, but I'm hoping to land in the water with the science experiment. Now, to get this down safely, we're going to stack decouple that. I mean, let's move this up. Wow, this is going to be quite big compared to what we've done previously. And what we're going to do, we're just going to use 2 hammers, I think. Going to keep it nice and cheap. The hammer's going to keep it cheap for us. So there we are. We were using fleas previously, now we're using 2 hammers. There we go. There's the Mark III. A nice simple craft. Let's check the staging. So we've got a hammer, then the booster drops. We can actually bring that into the same bit there so that they fire at the same time. And then that's it. We're going to just go up really high and far and across and just see how high and fast we can go on the 2 hammers. It's a bit heavier this time though, so let's save the Mark III and send it out to the Launchpad. Okay, so all these early missions have been undertook by Jebediah. Nothing too fancy. We want Jebediah to get a bit of experience. I'm going to turn SAS on before I forget. Now, I'm going to do the same thing again, like we did with our first launch. We're going to head over to the water. We're going to see how high and how far we can go and how fast. We've done these at the Launchpad, so I need to remember to do that goo in mid-air this time. But here we go. For our, I think this is our second launch, isn't it? Is this our second launch? We haven't got a control tower to look at the records. Never mind. So, in 3, hold on, 2, get ready, Jeb, 1. There we go. Slight lean over to the right, please. Quite slow start, but I wouldn't expect anything more than that. And we've still got the goal to escape the atmosphere. I'm trying not to go over too far. If I go over too far, there's a chance this could just topple and spin, but we're going quite fast already. In fact, we're going very fast. There we go. We're just about to lose that booster and fire the second one. Oh, there comes the spin. I didn't want that. Oh, it's pointing down. We really don't want it to point down. Try and keep it this way. There we go. Let's try and set a new speed and altitude record. I think we might. We lost a lot there. There's a new altitude record. Jebediah is loving it. Jeb's loving it. Is there we go. We just achieved our speed record, and that booster's ran out. So we're going to drop the booster now. Whilst we're up here, we're going to observe the mystery goo. And we're flying, while flying at Kerbal. We're going to observe the materials bay. Is that while flying? Upper atmosphere? Oh no. We actually got into the upper atmosphere. Well, in that case, let's do the other mystery goo as well while we're in the upper atmosphere. There we go. I didn't mean to get up this high. 19 kilometers record achieved. Fantastic. And when we're on the way back down again, we'll do the other materials bay. Now, I'm really hoping that this parachute is going to be enough to hold this thing up. It's going to take us a while to get back down again now. Wow, that was quite a high one. I wasn't expecting. And we had the spin, didn't we? A new 30 kilometers record. Oh wow, we're smashing the records today. Look at all these green things. It's fantastic, isn't it? Well, whilst we're up here, let's have a look at the stuff we've achieved. So we've got 11,000 for 30 kilometers, 15,000 for 26 kilometers. Hang on, that's the wrong way around. No, I don't know. 19 kilometers, altitude records. Okay, brilliant. Speed records. Right, we're going on our way back down again now. Let's speed things up a little bit. Turn off the SAS. Now, I want to get out of the upper atmosphere before I observe the materials base. So I'm going to do it on the way back down again. Uh-oh, we're going too quick. We're going too quick. We can't open the chute at this range, at this speed. Jebediah, it's risky to deploy the chute. Let's do some wobble on this. Try and slow it down. Get some extra air drag on it. We are slowing down. 12 kilometers, Jebediah. Come on. Pull out of this. Pull out of this. 9 kilometers. We need to slow down faster. We're slowing down. We're going to deploy chute as soon as it's safe. 6 kilometers. Come on, slower. We need to go slower. 5 kilometers. We need to be under 250 meters per second. 3 kilometers. Here we are. It's safe to do so now. There's the chute. There's the chute. Let's bring the altitude that the chute opens up at and observe that materials bay. Well done, Jeb. Flying at Kerbin, and we get 10 sites for that one. So we got a mystery goo flying, we got materials bay flying, and then we got them both from, I think, was it the upper atmosphere? I think it was upper atmosphere, wasn't it? Let's keep the data. Always try a crew report. Oh, there we go. We got a crew report. I forgot to do that previously. Well done, Jebediah. Well done. We just have to wait for this to come down now, and so I will see you when we've got to the bottom. Well, Jebediah's nearly finished floating back safely to our watery, and we're going at we entered it at about 6 meters per second, and everything survived in one piece. That's good. I was a little bit worried. We've already done stuff in the water before. We don't need to do anything more. So let's just head straight back to the Space Center. So we managed to get a massive 36 science for that trip. That was brilliant, because we got into the upper atmosphere as well. Let's just look at the science. So we got mystery goo, flying at Kerbin and upper atmosphere, material study from upper atmosphere and flying. Okay, so that's good. That's pretty much what I wanted. We got the parts back at nearly full value, and of course Jebediah's back. We've got over 100,000 credits now, 100,000 Kerbits. We're going to do a big one. We're going to do a big one now. We're going to go and do the Mark IV. Now the Mark IV is going to be, we're not going to, we are going to go out of into space. So we're going to keep the 2 goo containers, and well, I hope we're going to go into space, and we're going to keep the 2 materials bays. So we're going to bring this up, and we're going to interject here. And I want to build the heaviest and biggest craft that we possibly can. So I'm bringing up the engineering report so we can keep an eye on that. Now, we have got some science, so let's save this as the Mark IV, the next, because we're just going to we're partway working through it. There we go, and we're just going to head over to R&D, okay? Because we've got 50 science to spend. We can have general rocketry at 20, a stability at 18, and survivability at 15. Now, a quick calculation in my head, I think we haven't got enough for all of that, so we're going to go with survivability, because I want our Kerbals to come back safe. Poor Jebediah just keeps getting thrown up in these massive rockets, which I've not built ones like this before. I don't think we're going to put stability on just yet. We're going to go for general rocketry, because I want this swivel liquid fuel engine. And let's purchase those parts as well. Did we purchase these parts? No, there we go. So we get a heat shield here. That's going to be very important for getting back. Landing struts and parachutes. Fantastic. So now let's put those items to use. Let's get the fuel tank. Now I want a couple of these if I can, at least. And then we'll get the swivel on the bottom of there. There we go. Now we want this to go up as high and as far as possible. Let's put another stage in there. And let's see, can we put this big fat thumper on the bottom? We can. We're nowhere near our tonnage limit yet. So I'm kind of thinking... let's put more fuel in it. That's what I'm thinking. Let's put another barrel of fuel in, another tank. We're starting to get closer to the tonnage limit. Is it worth putting, like, hammers on the bottom? If we put a couple of hammers on this thumper as well, to give ourselves more. That puts us over our weight limit quite considerably. So what we're going to do is take those off. And we're going to put some more liquid fuel in there. Is that even going to work? I have no idea. I think that's going to be the Mark IV. What we're going to do is going to get these aerodynamic fins. It's probably not going to help much. But we'll put 4 of them on. And is that it? We've got a science landing struts. Let's get some landing struts. There we go. Landing struts. Let's put them on the materials bay. There we go. We're still under our part limit quite nicely. And because we might get some heating on the way back, because I'm hoping to get out the atmosphere with this. I don't know whether it's going to make it or not. We need... there it is. Heat shield. So we're going to just pop that on the bottom. There we go. Well, there's the Mark IV. I have no idea if this is actually going to work, but we can give it a go, can't we? Let's save that. We're going to keep Jebediah. He's going to be the first Kerbal to escape the atmosphere. That's the plan. Let's launch this vessel. Let's just check the staging before we launch it. So, main rocket, then we want that booster and that to fire at the same time. Yeah, that's all good. Right, let's go. Okay, here we are. The final launch for today. The biggest rocket we've built. I have no idea if this is going to work. Now, what I would like to do is I'd like to go over, because we've gone into the water before. If this isn't going to be a success, I'd like to land over here in the grasslands or the mountains, or even, if it is successful, maybe even the desert that's over that way. So we might actually go head over to the west. Let's put our throttle to maximum, SAS on. I don't know if this thumper is going to really give us a good start. But well, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. Let's try and escape the atmosphere. Okay. In 3, 2, 1. It does move up. It does move up. Excellent. Let's see what sort of speeds we can reach before we can ignite this next engine. Solid fuel is coming up to halfway and we're over 100 meters per second. That's not too bad. Let's just bring ourselves ever so slightly over to one side. That's it. That's all I want. Just that ever so slight increment. Solid fuel boost is about to go. We're nearly hitting 300 meters per second. There's 300. So we're actually going very quickly now. We probably need to throttle back a little bit. Let's dump that booster now. There we go. We've got the swivel at half power. No! No! Oh, for flip's sake. Okay, let's put just a little bit of power on that swivel. Oh. No, we're heading down. I don't want to head down. We're too heavy. Come on. Do something about this. Turn it round, Jebediah. Come on. There we go. Well, we lost a lot of momentum there. We lost a lot of speed. We're a little bit off centre. I don't know if we're already 14,000 meters up, so we might actually be able to escape the atmosphere still. Let's bring ourselves over to a 90 degree. Oh, are we gonna be able to hold that? Yeah, just. Oh god, this craft is not easy to control. We're running out of fuel. I don't. Oh god, we are going quite quick though. Whilst we're in atmosphere, let's just slow down a little bit. We're still in the thicker parts of the atmosphere. Things are starting to heat up. Yeah, we're still accelerating actually, and we've still got a little bit of fuel left. Okay. I think we're through the thickest parts. Are we going to reach? Let's go into map mode for the first time. 81. We are going to escape. We are going to escape. Let's cut that engine. Brilliant. We've made it. Or we will do anyway. Oh god, our winglets are heating up. Oh, never mind. So, according to the map, we are going to make it up to 85 meters. Now, what I was hoping is that I'd have enough fuel to get over to the desert, but I really don't think that's going to be the case. We've got hardly any fuel left. Maybe I could do counter fuel and land on the grasslands. Yes, let's do counter fuel and land on the grasslands. At least that's a different biome. Let's bring this over. Jebediah, congratulations, my friend. You have been the first Kerbal in space. Whilst we're in space, before we fall back down again, we're going to observe the materials bay. The microgravity has affected the growth of the crystalline structures. Let's keep the data and observe the mystery goo as well. The goo seems to have clumped into a sphere. It also appears to become brittle. Brilliant. There we are, because I think it's cold in space. There we go. Right, so we're now getting to our maximum point, and we need to point ourselves the other way, kind of retrograde, almost. There we go. And we're going to use the last of our fuel to try and land on the land. Okay, so let's use the map to do this. I think the most efficient way of doing it would be a complete retrograde burn, but I'm not sure. We've only got a little bit of fuel, so let's see if this does it. I don't think it's going to do it. No, there we are. We're still going to land in the water. Never mind. We will take this as a success, nonetheless, with Jebediah up here in space. Now, the only problem is we've got to get back down again. We've got a very steep re-entry curve here, so we're going to get a lot of heating. Our landing struts are completely pointless in water, but we will extend them anyway. We need to achieve a speed of 2,500 meters per second. We're not going to do that this episode. We're just going to set good old Jebediah down. So let's separate our propulsion module from our science module. There we go. That's going to re-enter and die. Let's turn the SAS off and point the vessel. Whoa. Oh god, it's very spinny. Let's point the vessel retrograde. There we go. Give it a bit of a head start in life. Just do a little bit of SAS there to stop it from spinning around. Right, let's pray for the re-entry then. Jebediah, good luck, mate. Well, let's have a look at... Oh, wow, we can see the moon, the best we've ever seen it up here. We can actually see it for its true grey colours. I presume this belt of dust round here, it's either going to be a comet trail or it's going to be remnants of... What's that? Oh, it's our debris. I thought, look, there's something else over there. What is that? We've got a UFO, but no, it's the rest of our ship. Never mind. Right, here we go. We're coming back down. We're just hitting the outer parts of the atmosphere now. Let's extend the landing struts for no reason at all, apart from I think it looks nice. Yes, outer parts of the atmosphere. The ship does what seem to want to rotate away from that retrograde. Actually, I'm going to bring the landing struts in and just manually... Let's put some SAS on that. There we are. We're coming back in now at 1,100 meters per second. Let's just check our ablator. Our ablator is probably going to be getting a bit warm as we come in through. God, Jebediah, good luck. Good. Whoa, no. Do not rotate, whatever you do. There we go. We're slowing down now. We survived that easy. We survived that, no problem. But now we just need the parachute to be safe to deploy. We should be able to do that. The ship is just rotating and flinging around. There we are. It's going to be safe any second. We're slowing down still. Risky, safe. There we go. There goes the parachute. I'm going to adjust the parachute though. Oh, we didn't do a crew report in space. Darn. Let's get that parachute to open just a little bit early. I don't know why I did that. It just seemed like a good idea. And hopefully we get a good shoot, and Jebediah will be back from as the first Kerbal. He didn't bring back a report, so you're going to have to go up again, Jeb. I'm going to have to send you back. But he certainly seems pleased to be back. I'm sure he was pleased to be up there in the first place. Let's wait for Jebediah to touch down. Well, Jebediah, it's been not the biggest of trips, but it's been a huge step for Kerbal kind. And whilst we're in the water, we're just going to do a crew report. No, we're not. We're not going to overwrite the one we've done already. May as well do a mystery goo. I don't think we're going to get much science out of it. No, 0.1 science. Yeah, I was hoping to land somewhere a little bit different. Oh, did I not do materials bay from the water previously? Oh well, never mind. Let's keep that. Come on, Jebediah, back to the Kerbal Space Centre, which is just somewhere over there in the horizon, and let's see what the results are of today's episode. Well, here we go. We've got crew reports, mystery goos, materials bays. Didn't get a crew report from space, which I'm a bit annoyed about, but we got 31.9 science, bringing us up to a grand total of 52 science. We get all the parts back, and of course, here comes Jebediah. No XP gained yet, though. I think we need to get orbit for the next XP. I'm not sure, but that's going to be the objective of next episode. So this episode we have done lots of altitude records and stuff like that. We've escaped into the atmosphere, and we're sitting on a cool 250,000 almost. So plenty of money at this stage, a nice bit of science, and good stead for next time. Well, that's all from me for now. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, remember to give it a like and consider subscribing to keep up with the series if you're not already subscribed. And from me and Jebediah and the rest of the team, it's goodbye from now. Ta-ra.